Hey guys, it's the Urban Investor back with another video. Now, today I want to talk about blockchain and what is blockchain exactly. Now, after Bitcoin, this is probably the next biggest question I get with people I interact when talking about cryptos. So why not make a simple video to explain what blockchain is? So hopefully this is beneficial for many of you guys that are new in this space. So let's jump straight into it. So what is the definition of blockchain? There are many definitions out there. For me, this one up on the screen by Don and Alex Scott, authors of Blockchain Revolution, is one that fits nicely. So we can see the blockchain is an incorruptible digital ledger of economic transactions that can be programmed to record not just financial transactions, but virtually everything of value. Now, for me, this is something that's quite fitting. There's probably loads out there. I won't dwell on it too much. Let's jump straight into a real example to help explain this. So how does the blockchain practically work? Let's go through a example to hopefully explain this. So first and foremost, a transaction is requested. Then the transaction is broadcast to a network of computers known as nodes. Every node is essentially an administrator of the blockchain, and it validates the transaction using computing algorithms. Now, what does that actually practically mean? So information is held on the blockchain. It is hosted across networks of millions and millions of computers simultaneously, which makes it a decentralized but also a distributed network. This basically means that the blockchain isn't stored in a single location owned by a central company or person, and it means the records are truly public and easily verifiable, and also anyone can see this data, and this data is shared. Now the next step is the data is put essentially into a block, or the transaction is added in a block, and it is then, once verified, added permanently to the existing blockchain. And now, using this example of Jenga, or this block of wood, hopefully this will make it easier. So what happens is each transaction is added to a block. Every time someone makes a transaction, it gets added to the entire system or the blockchain. It's all linked together, one block at a time, on each coming on top of each other, which basically shows it the significance of chronological order. Now, once this is verified and added to the blockchain, the transaction is complete. Now, what about security? What if someone decides to act a bit dodgy? If someone wants to try and, say, change the code or remove the transaction, as we can see here nicely. So essentially the blockchain uses cryptography, which is basically maths, to ensure records cannot be altered. Also, the entire system is notified or alerted, and it's very easy to find out because it's public, as we said, and it's being maintained simultaneously by multiple computers. And essentially the transaction will not go through and it will be invalidated. Also, coming back to the decentralized nature of the blockchain, it means actually it's very difficult for someone or one person to take the network down or corrupt it. Now let's go through a real world example, Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is a form of digital cash, or it was meant for digital cash. It's more of a store of value at the minute, as we can see by the nature of the price growing and growing. But essentially you can send this to anyone, even a complete stranger. Now this is different from credit cards, PayPal, or alternate payment methods, because you don't have to use a financial middleman. You can just send money and receive this money or digital cash directly. Now, as we said, instead what happens is basically people around the world, rather than using a third party, they validate the movement of funds by validating the transaction using the computers or network of computers or nodes, as we saw in the previous example. Each node then has an incentive to participate rather in this network, the chance of winning Bitcoin through mining, and therefore giving it a financial benefit or incentive by solving lengthy or complicated computing puzzles. Now, Bitcoin uses the blockchain by tracking the records of ownership over this digital cash. So only one person at any time can own the Bitcoin. And this means basically, unlike the real world, you can't spend the money twice or essentially counterfeit the funds and therefore spend it. So this is my quick video on the blockchain. Hopefully it's beneficial. I'll try to keep it as easy to understand as possible. As always, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Please like and subscribe. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one.